afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Thursday. Bad hair day, Susan.
It's so windy, but it's nice to see the sun today.
Yeah, it really is, and it's going to continue to warm up. Also, Dr. Zorba Pastor will be along later on to talk about the latest COVID-19 news, and he'll also take your calls. But first, here's what's making news on this Thursday. The search for a missing hiker in Rock County takes a sad turn. We'll tell you why the search has turned into a recovery mission.
We're learning the names of the people killed by a shooter at an Oconomowoc distribution center. Why authorities say the motive is still unclear.
Meanwhile, 2 days after a shooting rampage in Atlanta left 6 Asian Americans dead, Congress holds a hearing to discuss a rise in anti-Asian hate crimes. But first, the Rock County Sheriff is now calling the search for a missing hiker a recovery mission.
66-year-old Kevin Doyle disappeared yesterday after taking his 2 yellow labs on their daily hike. Our Jamie Perez joins us now from the scene where search crews were earlier today, and she has the very latest. Jamie?
All right, well, earlier today, they actually put a call out for volunteers to help look for him, but they ended up sending everybody home after they discovered his 2 dogs dead in the lake. And at that point, they said they really needed more specialized and more trained people to help search the body of water to help recover his body. So they had helicopters, drones, and first responders out here searching for him throughout the day. The Rock County Sheriff told us that they found the dogs under some icy water, and they believe that Doyle's body is somewhere near the area as well.
I have let the family know what we have found, and I think they're very concerned, certainly upset to have heard what we have found at this point.
The weather and the environment of this area has also played into how difficult this search has been for these crews. Officials were nevertheless very thankful for how many people showed up to help their neighbor during this very difficult time. But at this point, they really have just these specialized teams out here continuing to search. So we will bring you more updates as more information becomes available.
All right, Jamie, thank you for that report. Let's take a look outside. As we mentioned, kind of windy today. What are we looking at here? A green tree? Is this file footage? More sunshine, less wind. Those are some good words. Here's Austin with the warming forecast.
Yeah, we will definitely take more sunshine, and we will definitely take less wind. It is a very windy day. We've even seen some peak wind gusts of around 40 to 45 miles per hour in some areas. But hey, we are also looking at reduced snowfall in terms of what's still on the ground. You take a look at this snow depth statewide, and we're just seeing less and less each day. I mentioned here about a week ago that any snow that would fall would end up melting by the end of the week, and so far we are on track to reach that goal, especially with warmer temperatures. We're about 10 degrees warmer right now than where we were yesterday, so we're looking pretty good, feeling pretty good outside as well, with the 40s for most communities, even some 50s. Camp Douglas right now at 54 degrees. We're seeing 54 in Black River Falls as well, but here in the Madison area, right around 44. Still not too bad. An improvement from yesterday in terms of the temperatures. Very windy, however, again outside, but we're also seeing some sunshine poking through. Later on tonight, those winds will end up decreasing. So we're going to continue to see those drop into just around 6 to 12 miles per hour. Mostly clear skies tonight. That's one of the reasons why we're actually going to see those temperatures just fall and fall. So get ready for a chilly start by the time you reach tomorrow, and another peek at your first warn traffic. Currently, no major accidents to report on. We are moving along just fine currently, and even a closer look just shows some standard slowdowns here and there at some stoplights. Other than that, we don't have any traffic issues to worry about in the Madison area.
All right, good to know. Austin, thank you. The families of 2 men shot and killed at an Oconomowoc warehouse are grieving tonight as police try to figure out what led to the deadly shooting.
Brady Mallory joins us now with new details on the victims and the investigation into the shooter. Brady?
Well, the men killed are 39-year-old Kevin Schneider of Milwaukee and 51-year-old Kevin Cloth of Germantown. Both Schneider and Cloth worked at Roundy's for more than 20 years. The Waukesha County Sheriff's Office identified the shooter as 41-year-old Freyren Cornelius of Wauwatosa. He also worked there for more than 20 years. Officials say he shot and killed himself after crashing his car following a police chase in Milwaukee. Despite knowing those details, authorities still have a lot of questions.
No matter what answer we find, there's no good reason. And while we may be struggling to find that why, and we are certainly looking to find whatever we can to provide closure for families and friends, it's important to realize that we're not going to have a good, acceptable answer to justify what happened yesterday.
More than 800 people work at the Roundy's facility, and police have interviewed nearly 150 of them so far. Roundy's reopened this morning.
Brady, thank you. There is new information on the attacks around Atlanta that killed 8 people Tuesday, including 6 Asian women. The suspect, 21-year-old Robert Long, is charged with murder and aggravated assault. Long's parents recognized him in these surveillance photos posted on social media, and they alerted deputies who began tracking his cell phone. They forced his SUV off the highway and arrested him 150 miles south of Atlanta. Officials say race did not appear to be behind the attacks, but activist and author Helen Zia says authorities are missing important context.
Hypersexualization of Asian American women is part of the racism toward Asian Americans. And to say that sexual addiction is an excuse or a reason to go on a mass killing rampage is ridiculous. He's going to take the word of a mass shooter who happens to be white against the lived experience of the Asian American community. It's insulting.
Captain Jay Baker is receiving intense criticism for describing the suspect's frame of mind as a really bad day for him, and this is what he did. Captain Baker is also under fire for an anti-Asian Facebook post from his Facebook page last year. He talked up T-shirts that read COVID-19 virus imported from China. The attack has drawn new attention to the wave of hate crimes since the start of the pandemic.
As Nancy Chen reports, the issue is getting attention in Congress, where lawmakers held a hearing to discuss the growing outrage.
Moment of silence for the victims and the victims' family.
A moment of silence in Atlanta for victims of the attacks that killed 8 people on Tuesday, 6 of them Asian women. While police are investigating the shooter's motives, Asian American leaders say their community is devastated.
The past 2 days have been terrible for our community, but it is not just the last couple of days.
Speaking at a House subcommittee hearing, California Democrat Judy Chu said anti-Asian crime since the start of the pandemic has become a crisis that cannot be ignored.
Many of the victims have been older and vulnerable, like Bishop Ratanapakdi, an 84-year-old Thai man in San Francisco, who was killed in an unprovoked assault. Today, we find that there have been nearly 3,800 anti-Asian hate crimes and incidents in just the year alone.
One study finds the number of anti-Asian hate crimes rose 149% in 16 major U.S. cities in 2020. Actor Daniel Day Kim called on Congress to pass anti-hate legislation.
What happens right now and over the course of the coming months will send a message for generations to come as to whether we matter, whether the country we call home chooses to erase us or include us.
President Biden ordered the White House flag be lowered to half staff in honor of the Atlanta victims. He'll travel with Vice President Harris to Georgia on Friday to offer support to a community in pain. Nancy Chen, CBS News, New York.
And the suspect in the Atlanta shootings told police the attack was not racially motivated. At this point, he has not been charged with hate crimes.
To our coronavirus headlines now. Wisconsin's 7-day average of COVID cases remains steady despite rising cases in some areas of the country. State health officials reported 490 new cases this afternoon, and 2 more people have died. Nearly 13.5 of Wisconsinites finished their COVID-19 vaccine process. That's about 761,000 people. 23% of the state has at least 1 shot. Nearly 17.5% of Dane County has also completed the vaccine process. That's a little more than 87,000 people. More than 27% of the county has at least 1 dose.
European health experts say the AstraZeneca coronavirus vaccine is safe to use. Europe's top drug regulator has not found a direct link between the AstraZeneca vaccine and a small number of blood clots reported in people across the continent. More than a dozen countries stopped giving the COVID vaccine over the last week in an effort to build public trust. In Britain, officials never stopped giving the AstraZeneca shot, but new delivery delays from India mean the country is now short 5 million doses. With shortages of COVID-19 vaccines throughout Europe, the European Union is threatening to ban exports to Britain to safeguard scarce doses for its own citizens.
all options are on the table. We are in the crisis of the century.
UK officials accuse the EU of playing politics at a dangerous time. The vaccine battle comes as the virus surges across Europe, and countries like Italy head back into lockdown amid a third COVID wave. No word yet on how soon countries which suspended the AstraZeneca vaccine may start using it again now that the European Medicines Agency has given the green light.
The U.S. is averaging 2.5 million COVID-19 vaccine shots each day, and that pace has put the Biden administration within striking distance of achieving one of the president's key goals when he took office: 100 million COVID shots in his first 100 days. Testifying before a Senate panel, Dr. Anthony Fauci says the vaccine rollout is going well, but he warned the virus is still spreading in the U.S.
What study shows significant reinfection, hospitalization, and death after either natural infection or the vaccine? It doesn't exist.
You're not hearing what I'm saying about variants. We're talking about wild type versus variants.
You want people to wear a mask for another couple years.
No.
You've been vaccinated, and you parade around in 2 masks for show.
The Biden administration is also making a big push to get kids back in schools for in-person learning. The CDC says it is considering shrinking the social distancing guidelines in schools from 6 feet to 3 feet. The White House also announced plans to spend $10 billion on COVID screening and testing in schools.
The House of Representatives is set to vote today on 2 immigration bills. The vote comes amid a surge of migrants at the U.S. southern border. DHS warned this week that the U.S. is on pace to see its largest wave of migrants in 2 decades. The Democratic-controlled House is set to pass 2 immigration bills today, saying now is the time to give legal status and a pathway to citizenship to about 2 million undocumented young immigrants, known as Dreamers, as well as to hundreds of thousands of immigrant farm workers. The votes come as the Biden administration deals with a huge influx of migrants hoping to seek asylum in the United States.
Dreamers are doctors, nurses, lab technicians, contact tracers, and job creators.
We're voting on 2 bills that not only do nothing to address the problem, it ignores the problem, but will actually worsen the situation.
The future of the bills are uncertain in the Senate, where they face opposition from Republicans who blame the Biden administration for the situation at the border. The Biden administration has created temporary shelters, including one in Dallas, to process thousands of unaccompanied teens. Well, still to come in 4 for many, this is the best time of the year. March Madness starts tonight.
Yep, we'll find out what they're doing to keep players and fans safe during the games. That's when Live at 4 continues. We'll be right back.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Schwab, General Surgeon at Stoughton Health. If you suffer from bothersome or painful spider veins or varicose veins, please join us for our upcoming seminar where you can learn what new procedures may be able to help you.
Everyone remembers the moment they heard, "You have cancer," how their world stopped, and when they found a way to face it. For some, this is where their Keytruda story begins. Keytruda, a breakthrough immunotherapy that may treat certain cancers. One of those cancers is advanced non-squamous non-small cell lung cancer, where Keytruda is approved to be used with certain chemotherapies as your first treatment if you do not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene.
Keytruda helps your immune system fight cancer, but can also cause your immune system to attack healthy parts of your body. This can happen during or after treatment and may be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have cough, shortness of breath, chest pain, diarrhea, severe stomach pain or tenderness, severe nausea or vomiting, headache, light sensitivity, eye problems, irregular heartbeat, extreme tiredness, constipation, dizziness or fainting, changes in appetite, thirst or urine, confusion or memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, fever, rash, itching or flushing. These are not all the possible side effects. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions, including immune system problems, or if you've had an organ transplant, had or plan to have a stem cell transplant, or have had radiation to your chest area or a nervous system condition.
Today, Keytruda is FDA approved to treat 16 types of advanced cancer and is being studied in hundreds of clinical trials, exploring ways to treat even more types of cancer. It's true. Keytruda from Merck. See the different types of cancer Keytruda is approved to treat at Keytruda.com and ask your doctor if Keytruda can be part of your story.
New 2021 Camry. Drive for only $199 a month. You've been waiting, and it's back. It's the Ready, Set, Go sales event at East Madison Toyota with huge savings on new 2021 Camry. Just $199 a month, plus complimentary first month's payment. Ready to save big? Then go now to East Madison Toyota. New 2021 Camry. Drive for only $199 a month at East Madison Toyota off I-90 and 151.
So, what do you think?
I love it.
Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Schwab, General Surgeon at Stoughton Health. If you suffer from bothersome or painful spider veins or varicose veins, please join us for our upcoming seminar where you can learn what new procedures may be able to help you.
Well, the pandemic led to more than 100,000 restaurants shutting their doors for good.
But the misfortune of some of those business owners has been a boom for others. Restaurant owner Johnny Metheny worked to keep his San Francisco eatery Solstice afloat during the shutdowns, but was forced to close the doors for good. He tried to sell some of the equipment to a commercial auction house to recoup some of his losses. Suppliers like Jose Bonilla Jr. has been flooded with calls from restaurants looking to unload equipment. John Schultz from the National Auctioneers Association says the number of auctions held last year was way up, along with sales.
It's a bittersweet thing for me, as I see these businesses closing, and it's sad, right? It's sad for me. But for us, it's been actually a record year.
But now there's so much inventory that it's become harder to find buyers. Bonilla's warehouse is packed with 2,000 pieces.
The Department of Labor says 770,000 people filed initial claims for unemployment benefits on a seasonably adjusted basis last week. That's more than economists predicted. For the past 12 months, first-time claims for jobless benefits have been higher than during the worst moments of the Great Recession. Economists and workers are hoping that the vaccine rollout and warmer weather will help the economy heal faster. But right now, America is still missing jobs. Compared to February of 2020, the U.S. is down 9.5 million jobs. And those jobless claims took their toll on Wall Street. The Dow Industrials lost 153 points, closing at 32,862. The tech-heavy NASDAQ took a real beating, dropping 409 points, its worst session in 3 weeks. The S&P 500 was off 58. Well, the NCAA basketball tournament gets underway tonight.
This year, the entire tournament is being played in Indiana, and extraordinary steps are being taken to keep players and fans safe. CBS Sports' Dana Jacobson reports.
As the tip-off to March Madness inches closer, teams are heading to America's heartland for one of the most ambitious national tournaments in collegiate history.
For the National College Championship basketball finale, and
before last year's cancellation, the NCAA had crowned a basketball champion every year since 1939.
While there was hope and confidence that this could happen, there was also lingering doubt.
Dan Gavitt, Senior Vice President of Basketball for the NCAA, is in charge of tournament operations.
It is a challenge to have 68 teams staying in 4 hotels. Teams were required to have 7 daily negative tests before they arrived in Indianapolis, and then daily testing upon their arrival. We're requiring mask wearing and physical distancing and sanitation.
During a normal year, players, coaches, and fans would spread out at regional sites around the country. This year, each of the 68 teams will play in and around Indianapolis. Players and coaches will be isolated. Each team will occupy its own floor of a hotel. Everyone will wear contact tracing devices. But interacting with family members is off limits. And fans will be allowed to watch games in person, but arenas will be limited to just 25% capacity.
I mean, we're at the JW Marriott, so there's been worse bubbles, you know.
Michigan State Hall of Fame coach Tom Izzo hasn't missed a tournament in 23 years and understands the stress of the isolation.
You really don't leave your floor. You can't really go outside for a walk or things like that. So right now, it's just different, but it's not necessarily a bad different.
It's a unique year. You know, my parents get to come still, and even with everything going on, and you know, it's just really exciting for me. You know, it's my mom and my dad talk about it a lot. You know, and it means a lot to my family.
Beyond the players, I've talked to a lot of coaches and parents this week, and all have pointed to the sacrifice that these players have had to make just to get to this point, specifically so much isolation and the mental toll from it. One father even got choked up, telling me he'd never gone this long without hugging his son. This is my 6th year doing sidelines for the tournament. I've covered it in some way for more than 20 years. Trust me when I tell you, the appreciation and the emotions, they are heightened this year. Dana Jacobson, CBS News, Indianapolis.
It's amazing they're doing it at all.
Yeah, good to have it back.
Yeah, Susan and I both filled out brackets. I've never done this before, and I don't really know what I'm doing.
Okay, so who did you have going all the way into the Final Four?
I have going into the Final Four.
Yeah.
I have Gonzaga versus Michigan. Gonzaga winning, and then Baylor over Illinois, with Illinois taking it all.
Oh, interesting. Now, what about the Badgers?
I have them winning tomorrow night, but I don't see them beating Baylor.
Well, I am going out on a limb, and I'm going to say that's going to be an upset.
Okay.
I know everybody thinks that's crazy, but some years you just got to believe, right?
Either you or I will be done with this bracket by the end of the weekend.
Yes, it was kind of fun.
It is kind of fun. I picked towns that I liked, you know.
Yeah. Did you do an animal bracket this year?
No.
For the animal mascots?
No, that's a good one too.
Yeah.
Maybe the news hound should do that. All right. Badgers play tomorrow night, 6:10, right here on Channel 3. And there's more to come at 4. High school students learn a lot in the classroom, and not all of it's in the textbooks.
They're also learning life lessons during uncertain times. We'll have more on that experience coming up after Austin's First Warn forecast.
Tonight on CBS, it's a night of comedy and drama, beginning with back-to-back episodes of Young Sheldon, then all new episodes of The Unicorn, followed by Clarice. Then get a complete wrap-up of today's news on News 3 Now at 10.
Match your tax refund at A1 Furniture. Save up to 40% off. Plus, get 4 years free financing and get tax included on purchases over $499. 2-piece sofa and love seat or sectional, just $899, tax included. Match your tax refund at A1 Furniture.
For over 25 years, Fry Construction has provided excellence in home improvements. We strive to exceed the expectations of our clients with each and every project we do. Respected by so many of your neighbors and voted best of Madison, Fry Construction delivers lasting quality for your home. In honor of our 25 years, we're offering 25% off gutters or insulation with any full roof project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
Erectile dysfunction for men of all ages has become much more common. In fact, most men don't realize that 90% of erectile dysfunction is a direct result of broken down old blood vessels. This causes a lack of blood flow that is critical when achieving an erection. With our state-of-the-art technology, we're able to stimulate new stem cell growth right in our office with no pills, no needles, no surgery, and no pain.
To book your consultation and get back to natural functionability, call Peak Performance for Men today.
During Steinhoffel's Dream Car Giveaway, you could win a 2-year lease to a 2021 Mercedes C300 when you test rest a Beauty Rest Black or Black Hybrid. Beauty Rest Black are the ultimate in luxury and comfort. Queen mattresses start at just $19.99 and get $200 in Steinhoffel's cash. And with Steinhoffel's special financing, buying a Beauty Rest Black has never been easier. So take a test rest and you could drive away in a Mercedes C300 during Steinhoffel's Dream Car Giveaway.
My body is truly powerful.
I have the power to lower my A1C because my body can still make its own insulin.
And Trulicity activates my body to release it, lowering my blood sugar from the first dose. Once weekly Trulicity responds when my body needs it 24/7.
Trulicity is for type 2 diabetes. It's not insulin.
It isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't take Trulicity if you're allergic to it. You or your family have medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, changes in vision, or diabetic retinopathy. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Taking Trulicity with sulfonylurea or insulin raises low blood sugar risk. Side effects include indigestion, fatigue, belly pain, decreased appetite, nausea, diarrhea, and vomiting, which can lead to dehydration and may worsen kidney problems.
I have it within me to lower my A1C.
Ask your doctor about Trulicity.
Match your tax refund on a new mattress at A1 Furniture. Top brands on sale. And get tax included on any purchase over $499. Plus, get 4 years free financing. With Queen Pillow Top just $349. Match your tax refund on a new mattress at A1 Furniture.
Take a look at this. This gives new meaning to hot pursuit. This vehicle on fire was more of a rolling fireball that Arkansas authorities had to deal with. A van with a trailer burst into flames and rolled down a hill in Fayetteville. Officials believe the vehicle overheated in the driveway before rolling away. An officer on the scene grabbed a fire extinguisher, and firefighters soon arrived, quickly putting out the flames. No injuries were reported. That's having a bad day, right?
No one was in there, right?
No one was in the truck,
thank
fortunately.
goodness. Yes.
Yeah, it just was idling and overheated, so not a good sight. All right, if it was garbage day at your house, good luck finding your garbage can. Somewhere in the neighbor's yard, probably.
Oh, man, it's a very windy day outside right now, but we are going to see some sunshine returning. Spring is just 2 days away, but what are we looking at? Will we warm things right back up? Will it feel like spring? I'll have a look at your 7 to 10 day forecast coming up.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
McGann Furniture in Baraboo has a question for you. Have you ever bought a piece of furniture in a box and then had to put it together yourself? We know it's not fun. At McGann's, everything is professionally inspected and assembled before pickup or delivery. Goodbye headaches, and there's no extra charge for assembly. And remember, at McGann's, we don't inflate prices only to mark them down for a sale. Stop in soon and discover the difference. You'll be glad you did. McGann Furniture, downtown Baraboo.
If your dry eye symptoms keep coming back, inflammation in your eye might be to blame.
Looks like a great day for achy, burning eyes.
Over-the-counter eye drops typically work by lubricating your eyes and may provide temporary relief.
Ha! These drops probably won't touch me.
Xiidra works differently, targeting inflammation that can cause dry eye disease.
What is that? Xiidra! No!
It can provide lasting relief.
Oh.
Xiidra is the only FDA-approved treatment specifically for the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease. 1 drop in each eye, twice a day. Don't use if you're allergic to Xiidra. Common side effects include eye irritation, discomfort, or blurred vision when applied to the eye, and unusual taste sensation. Don't touch container tip to your eye or any surface. After using Xiidra, wait 15 minutes before reinserting contacts.
Got any room in your eye?
Talk to an eye doctor about twice daily Xiidra.
I'd prefer you didn't.
Xiidra. Not today, dry eye.
We switched.
I switched to Chevy.
I switched for more room.
I switched for my family. For adventure.
We love our Chevy.
With an impressive lineup of cars, trucks, and SUVs, it's no wonder people are switching to Chevy year after year.
I'm never switching back.
Add another Chevy to your driveway. Get a $3,500 cash allowance on most 2021 Equinox models. Plus, current Chevy owners get an additional $1,250 cash allowance. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
And welcome back. We were seeing the sunshine. It is also a windy day outside. That is our main concern here for today. But we're only 2 days away from actually seeing the first day of spring, and we are bringing warmer temperatures with it as well. It's going to feel mild, especially for this weekend coming up. I'll get to the weekend forecast in just a moment. We got to talk about today first. Very windy, between around 15 and 30 miles per hour for the sustained winds. Then you look at some of the max wind gusts that we actually recorded here earlier today. We even saw up to 47 miles per hour in Monroe, 45 in Janesville. Notice how some of the heavier wind gusts that we are seeing are generally to our south and off to the east. That's actually where we still do have those wind advisories in effect. This will expire at 7 p.m. tonight, as the winds will eventually die down. By the time we reach the late night hours tonight, just about 6 to 12 miles per hour for those winds. Now, our temperatures about 10 degrees warmer than yesterday, so we're on the right foot. We're starting to warm things right back up. 44 in Madison, 45 in both Watertown and Juneau right now. We're up to 48 in Mineral Point, so temperatures also looking pretty good. Then you look to the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. It does show a good chance for the warmer than average temperatures, but look to our west. You see that cool down. That's going to head in our direction. So notice here on the 10-day outlook, we're going to stay above average for most of this forecast, but then we dip down towards the end of the forecast. So that is what we're watching out for with that next cool down. For the next 7 to 10 days, however, we are really going to bring back the mild conditions. 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook also shows a chance that we're going to see more precipitation than average in that time frame. We're not going to see any more here for today. In fact, the sunshine has taken over, and it's a pretty beautiful day outside if you take away those strong winds. Remember, still some gusts up to around 45 for a lot of our communities. But you look at our next system. It does appear that this is going to move through on Monday all the way through Wednesday, possibly even Thursday for some, but it's going to be bringing some showers, possibly an isolated thunderstorm. The first one looks to bring some of those lighter showers here by the time we reach the end of the day on Monday. Then we continue to see those showers here off and on, possibly a thunderstorm mixed in. We're not really too worried about snowfall here with this. If you want to see some fresh snowfall, you're going to have to go to the northernmost part of the state. That's where they could end up seeing a little bit of some of that snow falling. But our weekend forecast, enough talk about rain because we're not going to see any for this weekend. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, a lot of sunshine does return. Temperatures continue to scale in the upward direction. 55 degrees for our Saturday. For Sunday, we have a high of 59. But Sunday, it's also going to get a little bit breezy again outside. So overall, on the 7-day forecast, it is looking pretty good, but we're going to continue to warm things up Friday, even with plentiful sunshine. It's not going to be as breezy tomorrow, and we're going to see those upper 40s by the time we reach Sunday. Upper 50s, but again, pretty breezy. That's why we're going to see those warmer temperatures as well. But then afterwards, we start to see the cool down a little bit back down into the lower 50s as that next low pressure system does move through, bringing some showers and possibly some isolated thunderstorms.
Some spring showers. Spring starts on Saturday. Austin, thank you. From politics to the pandemic, many teenagers are experiencing current events both firsthand and through social media.
America's high school classrooms have become the place for young people to talk about what's happening in the world around them.
Michael George spoke with students and teachers as part of our series on unifying America.
From the Capitol riot to impeachment to the ongoing pandemic, it's a lot for anyone to process.
You'll get leaders who share your values.
But especially for young people like 18-year-old Reneen Rahani, coming of age during this tumultuous time.
Because these things are happening around us and we're surrounded by it, we don't have the ability to really escape it. So the only way to really go about it is to dive into it.
Reneen and many students her age are exploring these life-changing events in the classroom, discussing them in person and virtually in civics class. History and current affairs teacher Kate Kennedy says her students are worried about the country's future.
There's a lot of anxiety. It's just a matter of giving them a space where they feel they can safely kind of talk about their feelings.
iCivics is a nonprofit that gives guidance to teachers on how to talk to students about events like the Capitol riot. Chief Education Officer Emma Humphrey says while teens may feel like this is the most divided time in U.S. history, it's important to give them context.
The beauty of being a social studies teacher is that you're a historian, and so you can go back and talk about other contested elections. You can talk about other constitutional crises that our country has faced.
Reneen Rahani says the last year has made her peers more politically engaged and more motivated to be a part of the solution.
It's very hard to not be upset about what has happened in our country. We have to rise above. We are the ones that need to promote change.
She's hoping her generation can spread unity by demonstrating it. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
And teachers also say they're instructing students to get their information from credible sources instead of relying on social media.
That's some good advice. And we'll be right back.
Step 1, build a new breed. Make it an SUV. Send it off-road. Send it to Baja. Then evolve, enhance, expand. Make it capable, smart, human. And then make more. Because the only way to predict the future is to build it. And the only way to build it is Ford Proud. Now choose FlexBuy on a 2020 Edge and get 0% financing for 66 months. Plus $4,000 cash back.
I was picking the boys up after practice when they're like, can we get Quick Trip? Actually, that was my plan. What would Quick Trip's take-home meals being? As the Quick Trip lady says, freshly made and absolutely delicious. But opportunity knocked. I go, if you let Dad give you haircuts. And they say, deal. At Quick Trip, the boys are like spaghetti, chicken tenders, mac and cheese. After an easy dinner, it was time to pay the piper. Dad's like, who's next? A deal's a deal.
Quick Trip, we got you covered.
We drive everywhere to help our son reach his dream of becoming an elite swimmer. So we enrolled in the Know Your Drive program with American Family Insurance. It gives us discounts for safe driving, which comes in handy, no matter where his dreams take him. With Know Your Drive, save up to 20% and get closer to your dreams.
American Family Insurance.
Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
Attention, have you or a loved one suffered from maculopathy, a serious retinal injury, after taking the prescription drug Almiron for interstitial cystitis or bladder pain syndrome? In 2018, a researcher at the Emory School of Medicine linked Almiron, a prescription drug that treats interstitial cystitis or bladder pain syndrome, to maculopathy, which is sight-threatening and can cause an abrupt change of vision. Call Almiron Justice for a free legal consultation.
Please call 800-395-6755.
Whether you have a design emergency or you just want to shop the best furniture showroom in town, you need Dwellings, Madison's best kept secret for design and furniture. Shop our fabulous showroom, Hard Rock Road, Fitchburg.
Tonight at 5, a recovery mission is underway for a missing hiker in Rock County. We'll have the latest from the Milton area at 5.
And as we look ahead to the weekend, the sunshine will stick with us. We're going to lose a little bit of that wind, and temperatures will start to climb close to 60. We'll take a look at your full forecast.
And ahead at 6, the U.S. is on track to reach 100 million COVID-19 vaccines administered earlier than expected. A look at who in Wisconsin has been left out. That's ahead on News 3 Now at 6.
Here's a live shot from the Edgewater Skycam. You can see a big hole in the ice.
Yep, there's open water.
Up by Picnic Point there, so do not go on the lakes, that's for sure. And it's going to be a warm weekend, too. Well, coronavirus cases are back on the rise in 17 states, including our neighbors to the east, Michigan.
And Minnesota as well. And at the same time, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is being rolled out in Wisconsin, and more people will be eligible starting Monday.
Joining us now is Dr. Zorba Pastor for our weekly visit, helping break down the headlines. Hi, Zorba. How are you?
Hi, Zorba.
Hi, good to be here.
How concerned should we be about the rise in 17 states and a new lockdown in parts of Europe?
Oh, we should be very concerned. I think it's a reminder that we're not out of the woods. And even though we have this sort of COVID and we just want to get away from it because we spent a year under lockdown or semi-lockdown, the reality is it's on the rise in the states. The virus knows no bounds. And unless we socially distance, wash our hands, and wear masks, we're going to continue to see it. And having Michigan and Minnesota have an increase is not a good sign for our states. So it's very, very concerning. So we don't want to let down our guard. We want to get vaccinated, but we still want to stay safe. And it means if you're going to go out to a restaurant, that stay safe. Not every county is doing the same thing in our state. Some people believe that the coronavirus doesn't cross from Dane County to Rock County to Greene County, but it actually does.
Well, countries across Europe, as Mark mentioned, are battling a third wave. There are more lockdowns now all across Italy, and we're usually a couple of weeks behind Europe. So what does that mean for us? Could we see a second surge?
Oh, I think we could do it. And if you look at the influenza pandemic, the great pandemic of 1918, the same thing happened. You didn't have one surge. You had 3 major surges in that particular pandemic. And so the fact that it's surging keeps in line with what it's done with other things. And if you look at the Black Plague, for instance, which destroyed 1/3 of Europe, there were surges that continued over about 20 or 30 years, and some for even longer. So we know what to do. We know how to keep safer. And of course, it's important to be immunized, but don't keep your guard, and make sure don't let your guard down. After you're immunized, stay safe.
And a lot of the most vulnerable have already been immunized with both shots. So could that lessen the severity if they do get sick?
Well, if you look at things, for instance, if you look at the new J&J vaccine, it's 100%, close to 100% keeping you from dying. That's very important. It's about 95% keeping you from getting into the hospital. And it's about 65 or 70% keeping you from getting sick. It's a one-shot vaccine. We're rolling it out. The more people that get vaccinated, the better off that we are. And as long as we do that and we do the other things, we can keep this under control and we can celebrate the 4th of July. I would love to have people in our backyard in the 4th of July with a small group celebrating with margarita, which is our tradition.
It's also called Independence Day.
Yes, it is. That's right.
If you want to call,
Independence from virus.
That's right. If you want to talk to Dr. Zorba Pastor, now's the time to call in 270-9933. We'll get to your calls right after this.
When you think about the businesses that have been most affected by COVID-19, restaurants are at the very top of that list. Alfredo, tell us the story of Bonfire. This all began back in 2009 for you. It's one of my favorite restaurants in town, so it's a true honor to sit here with you today.
Well, I appreciate you coming by. We wanted to do something that's kind of nice but casual. So we focus on a big bar, as you can see. Exhibition kitchen. We use a wood fire grill, so when you walk in, you can smell it.
What has it been like for you trying to own and operate a business during what the last year has brought with COVID-19?
It's been rough, it's been really rough. We had shut down for about 4 months. During that time, we lost a lot of good employees.
But thanks to the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund, those employees have a place to turn.
Well, the pandemic has really impacted on all of us. It's hit hard as those people especially from the restaurant industry. For them, just being able to keep a roof over their head or their heat and power on is an unaffordable luxury. Now more than ever, they need us. We want to give back to them, as does many of their neighbors, family, and friends who realize that at no fault of their own, they're struggling to survive.
Now, we've seen an uptick, in business, especially the last 3 weeks with vaccine coming out. People have been very generous to the staff, which is great.
Let's do a cheers to getting through this time and to a brighter tomorrow.
Right.
Cheers, Alfredo.
From Bonfire American Grill,
I'm Emmy Fink, and you're buzzed into Madison. You got it!
Maintenance fee, ATM fee. Can I hide in your fort?
Sure, but the fort fee is 10 cookies.
Need a place to hide from fees? With a BMO Harris Smart Advantage account, you can get cash with nearly as many fee-free ATMs in the U.S. as the 3 largest banks combined, and no monthly maintenance fee.
Huh, did you hear that? No monthly maintenance fee.
Fort fees are subject to the governing bodies of the fort.
She did not learn that from me.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect. And right now, get a $200 bonus when you open a new BMO Harris Smart Advantage account.
You call me devious, but you don't understand that all I am is a little mysterious.
So what do you think?
I love it.
Welcome back. The sun is shining outside, and that is helping with our traffic conditions. We're not hearing any reports of any major accidents, and we're not seeing any major slowdowns as well in the Madison area. Jumping on over to Janesville, it is much of the same right now, just some construction here and there, and as temperatures continue to warm up, we're going to see a lot more and more construction here as the summertime does end up approaching.
Thank you, Austin. Some people do anything for likes on social media. In India, a man posted a video of himself doing push-ups on top of a moving car. Police found the video and gave the man a ticket. They say he apologized for his behavior. Police advise not to try such dangerous stunts. Good advice. It's time to get your coronavirus questions answered live.
The number to call if you have a question for Dr. Zorba Pastor is 270-9933.
All right, let's get to the phones. We will start with Marcella in Cazenovia. Hi, Marcella, what's your question?
Hi, my question is, do the vaccines have different doses? And it is just a rumor mill for about lasting 3 months, right?
First of all, there's one dose for each vaccine, unlike the influenza vaccine, where we have a dose for people under 65 and for people over 65, a different dose. All of the vaccines have the same dose for everyone. And the rumor that it only lasts 3 months is completely a rumor. There's very good evidence that these vaccines are lasting. We know, for instance, that they definitely have lasted as long as the studies have gone on, which is about 9 months. We don't know if they last for years, but they definitely last more than 3 months. That's one of the rumors. That's one of the rumors that's frankly going around.
Okay, that's good to hear. Let's go to Barbara in Madison. Hi, Barbara. What's your question?
Hi, thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome.
I already have my first COVID shot. It was a Pfizer. And tomorrow I am due to get my second. And I have been told it should be a Pfizer. Is this true?
Oh, yes. Once you get the Pfizer shot, the booster should be a Pfizer. If you get the Moderna shot, the booster should be the Moderna. And if you're getting the J&J shot, it's one and done.
All right, so don't mix and match.
Do not mix and match.
Thank you for calling. Let's go to Jill in Fitchburg. Hi, Jill.
Hi. How are you?
Good. What's your question?
I have Moderna, and I had the first shot, and my second shot is going to be next Thursday at 4. Do I need to, can I use the same arm, or do I need to use the opposite arm?
It kind of all depends on how you felt after the first shot. If you had no pain after the first shot, you can certainly use the same arm. If you had pain that lasted for a while, I'd go to the other arm. From a point of view of efficacy, it does not make a difference.
Okay,
All right.
Good to know. Let's go to Terry in Madison. Hi, Terry. What's your question?
Hi, I have a question. I was wondering how long you have to wait in between the COVID vaccine and another vaccine, such as the pneumococcal?
It all depends on each individual vaccine. So the answer is check with your doctor, or if you're getting it with the pharmacy, check with your pharmacist. Each vaccine has a different length of time. They're all very specific. So you bring up a good point. You want to check it out, because in some cases, people want to get the COVID shot and they can't get it because they just got the shingles shot or the pneumonia shot. And the fact is, COVID should take precedence pretty much over any other vaccine.
Right.
All right, thank you for calling.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to Kelly in Fitchburg. Hi, Kelly.
Hi, how are you?
Great. What's your question?
My question is, I have a low white blood count, and I was just wondering if there's been any history now that we've vaccinated so many people about having side effects or interactions with the Pfizer vaccine.
Not at all. There's no evidence that Pfizer, Moderna, or J&J, the blood count pays any attention. That's why we do not do any blood tests before you get the vaccine. So the fact that your blood count is low does not mean anything. Now, if you have a low blood count because you're on chemotherapy, then that's something obviously you have to check with your doctor. But if your white count is low or your red count is low and it's naturally low, not at all. Get the vaccine.
All right, let's go to Phyllis in Fitchburg. Hi, Phyllis. What's your question?
I just ask it if they would be, if the COVID shot changes your DNA. I have to iterate this to my grandson.
It does not change. It does not change your DNA. It's a messenger RNA. That's what the Pfizer and Moderna shots are. But messenger RNA can't get back to the cell and change DNA. So there's a lot of fake stuff going out there that it changes your DNA, changes the way you actually will be able to use your DNA in your body. And the answer is no, not at all, not in the least. That information is false.
All right, let's go to Sue in Janesville. Hi, Sue.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I had the COVID in November, and I got the first shot, the Moderna shot. And I want to know, I was told that it can be used as a booster, and you don't need the second shot. So if I don't get the second shot, does this null and void the whole effectiveness of the shot?
Well, first of all, it's not a booster. And the answer is you should get the second shot because we know the second shot is going to make a difference. And just because you had COVID before doesn't mean you shouldn't get both shots. Both shots work together. They work together with a variety of diseases like shingles. The single shot is 2 shots. The measles shots for children are 2 shots. Get the second shot even if you had COVID before. We do not test for people to see if they had COVID before because it doesn't make a difference. You need both the first shot and the booster with both the Moderna and the Pfizer.
Okay, let's try to get Colleen from Janesville in here. Oops, Colleen, are you there?
I think she's not.
Okay, she wanted to know, Dr. Pastor, that she heard that some of the shots have codeine in them. Is that true?
No, that is not. Yeah, that is false. They do not have codeine in them at all. It's amazing how much false information is out there, which is why they have to come to News 3 in order to get good information.
And most importantly, get a shot.
Absolutely, and get the booster.
All right. All right, Zorba, thank you. Thank you all for calling in. Lots of calls. The lines are all full. We'll get to them next time.
Thank you, Zorba. Great to see you.
My pleasure.
Well, the final check of your forecast coming up.
Match your tax refund at A1 Furniture. Save up to 40% off. Plus, get 4 years free financing and get tax included on purchases over $499. 2-piece sofa and love seat or sectional, just $899, tax included. Match your tax refund at A1 Furniture.
Over 10 years ago, we made a promise to redefine everything a truck can be. And while we've made good on that promise by winning back-to-back Motor Trend Truck of the Year awards, the work is never done.
During Ram Truck Month, hurry in and get 0% APR financing for 72 months, plus $4,000 total bonus cash on the 2021 Ram 1500. Visit ram.com and see your local Ram dealer today.
Joe Parisi knows that people in our community sometimes lack basic needs like food and shelter.
Joe Parisi partnered with local schools to build the only school-based mental health program of its kind in the state.
Joe Parisi has preserved thousands of acres that the public can enjoy forever.
That's why he brings nonprofits and people together to solve those problems.
Thank you, Joe, for caring about the well-being of our children.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Joe, for your commitment to preserving green spaces that we can all get outside and play in.
Habitat Dane County provides long-term stability through affordable home ownership, creating the spaces where learning grows, the places to rest, the spots to gather, the areas to play safely. Strengthen our community. Support Habitat Dane County.
Match your tax refund on a new mattress at A1 Furniture. Top brands on sale. And get tax included on any purchase over $499. Plus, get 4 years free financing. With Queen Pillow Top, just $349. Match your tax refund on a new mattress at A1 Furniture.
Friday morning in the 608, we're previewing the 2nd annual Flight of Lights at the Dane County Airport.
And the conclusion of our inaugural Hot Wing Challenge. See which one of us can handle the heat tomorrow on News 3 Now this morning.
Life in the 608 is all about how you live it, and there's plenty of inspiration.
They call me the Ice Whisperer.
I'm News 3 Now's Josh Spreiter. I'm visiting the people, places, and events that make this area one of a kind.
There's just an energy to the city that I really love.
Tell me what inspires you, and it might be featured on News 3 Now this morning.
2 more, here we go. And up and forward, awesome, 1 more.
In the 608, weekdays on News 3 Now this morning.
It doesn't get any better than this.
Wake up every morning with Chris Reese and his Plan Your Day forecast, designed to help you plan your day before you walk out the door. Plan Your Day with Chris, weekday mornings starting at 4:30 a.m. only on News 3 Now this morning.
And today, it's a very windy one. The winds will die down. We're going to see some sunshine returning. But let's talk about the next precipitation chance one more time. Next Monday, especially in the afternoon and evening hours, a few showers, possibly an isolated thunderstorm. More scattered showers on Tuesday with a chance of an isolated thunderstorm. And then come Wednesday, much of the same situation. We do have that consistent chance for some more showers, even through that next Wednesday. But overall, in the weekend forecast, we don't have to worry about rain chances. We're going to see a lot of sunshine. It will get a little breezy on Sunday, but temperatures in the mid to upper 50s. It's going to feel overall pretty fantastic to actually spend some time outdoors. And then overall here on the 7 to 10 day forecast, not a bad one, but we do have some signs of a little bit of a cool down towards the end of this next 10-day forecast. In the meantime, enjoy this weekend. It is going to be just yet another fantastic one.
All right. Thank you, Austin. Tomorrow here on Live at 4, we'll preview Bucky's first March Madness matchup against North Carolina.
And Michael Bruno goes behind the screens to preview Central Midwest Ballet's online production, Winter Arts Mosaic. That's coming up tomorrow on Live at 4.
Celebrate Ashley Home Store's anniversary sale with our biggest scratch and save event ever. Come in today for special buys and doorbusters up to 50% off. Plus, no interest financing for 60 months. Then stop in store for your scratch-off card and win exclusive bonus offers. Ashley Home Store.
Everyone remembers the moment they heard, "You have cancer." How their world stopped. And when they found a way to face it. For some, this is where their Keytruda story begins. Keytruda, a breakthrough immunotherapy that may treat certain cancers. One of those cancers is advanced non-squamous non-small cell lung cancer, where Keytruda is approved to be used with certain chemotherapies as your first treatment if you do not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene.
Keytruda helps your immune system fight cancer, but can also cause your immune system to attack healthy parts of your body. This can happen during or after treatment and may be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have cough, shortness of breath, chest pain, diarrhea, severe stomach pain or tenderness, severe nausea or vomiting, headache, light sensitivity, eye problems, irregular heartbeat, extreme tiredness, constipation, dizziness or fainting, changes in appetite, thirst or urine, confusion or memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, fever, rash, itching or flushing. These are not all the possible side effects. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions, including immune system problems, or if you've had an organ transplant, had or plan to have a stem cell transplant, or have had radiation to your chest area or a nervous system condition.
Today, Keytruda is FDA approved to treat 16 types of advanced cancer and is being studied in hundreds of clinical trials, exploring ways to treat even more types of cancer. It's true. Keytruda from Merck. See the different types of cancer Keytruda is approved to treat at Keytruda.com and ask your doctor if Keytruda can be part of your story.
Every new smile starts at Aspen Dental with custom-crafted dentures made in our on-site labs and ready in as little as a day. We give you unparalleled safety at every visit, natural-looking results you'll love, and options for every budget. Now, during our Everyday Smiles event, get dentures for only $29 per month per arch, 60 months financing with total payments of $16.61. Find every reason to smile every day at Aspen Dental. Call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL or book today at aspendental.com.
Celebrate Furniture and Appliance Mart's Anniversary Appliance Blowout. Shop in-store or online and save up to 43% off in-stock special buys, like side-by-side fridges for $849 and special no-interest financing at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley Home Store off the Beltline.
In today's Final Touch, it's been delayed several times due to the pandemic.
But at long last, Super Nintendo World at Universal Studios Japan is now open. The amusement park is a bigger-than-life-size replica of the company's most famous games, featuring characters like Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi. A Universal executive promised